instead of you carrying that big bag of money, right, with your ATM card, you can put bills in your pocket. Then money later now even transcend beyond that into codes. With USSD code and account number, you can move money around. Yeah. But the future, the present and the future is the money on blockchain.
Hello everyone, you're welcome to Connect on Crypto Street TV, and my name is Alex. With me in the studio is a prestigious individual who is a forerunner of real estate tokenization, especially in Nigeria. You may wonder what real estate tokenization is all about. Well, I got you covered on this one. Mr. Tunde, good afternoon. Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
I like
Alex.
your outfit.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here.
All right, please introduce yourself to our viewers.
All right. Tunde Olasukanmi is my name. I'm the country manager of Redswan CRE. So I'm a real estate professional. I'm an estate surveyor and valuer that is involved in real estate valuation. But with the advent of technology and innovation, our current focus is real estate tokenization. So thank you. I'm glad to be here, and I look forward to educating your audience on this discourse.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Before now, I'll be thinking about, there are three key sectors of the blockchain, industry. The use cases of blockchain. Blockchain has a lot of use cases. When you talk about blockchain, a lot of people think it's only cryptocurrency. There are other use cases like smart contracts, NFTs and tokenization. I was thinking about this tokenization before we had that program we attended together where we met.
Yeah, that's tokenized economy.
Yes, tokenized economy at Base University. Yes. So I was thinking about it. I didn't know that we already have someone that is into that sector, because I was thinking of exploring that. So to the benefit of those people that are hearing this word for the first time, can you please tell our viewers, what do you understand by tokenization? What is tokenization to a layman's understanding? And how does it work? At the same time, what area does the organization promote? What area of tokenization does the organization promote? Because I know tokenization is very broad.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
All right. Yeah. Now, to start with, we'll start with clarifying the doubts in terms of the difference between blockchain and cryptocurrency. Blockchain is a technology infrastructure. And a lot of people, when they hear cryptocurrency, they just equate it to blockchain. However, the blockchain is more like internet, the way you have the internet. In the early days of the internet, the late 90s, early 2000, the popular use case of internet then was email. So if anybody mentioned email to you, you think email is internet. But that was the first use case and the popular use case. But later on, other use cases started emerging, such as e-commerce, social media, company websites, and the like. So clearing that now to let the audience understand that cryptocurrency is different from blockchain. Blockchain is the infrastructure. So now to your question, that what is real estate tokenization? Now, one of the advantages of what blockchain did is that it helps to put in more transparency. And let me define real estate tokenization to you. Real estate tokenization simply means that fractionalizing real estate into bits such that individuals can buy into it affordably. So let's imagine this building we have now, for example. So let's imagine this building is worth 500 million naira. That is only maybe high net worth individuals, or even it's more expensive institutional investors that have the capacity to invest in such kind of building. But with the help of tokenization, we fractionalize that building into units, which means we do all the necessary due diligence, such as title confirmation, such as the cash flow of the asset, what's the rent it has been generating for the past couple of years, then the projected cash flow, what's the cash it will be generating in the next few years as well. So that's the value after all due diligence has been done. It's at that point that we list that asset on our platform. And what that now means is that we expose that project or that asset to our user base, such that they can buy into it fractionally, which means whether you have 100,000, you have 200,000, you can buy as much as you can afford.
What you're saying is that I don't need to own the whole property. I just need to buy a portion of it.
Exactly.
That's what you mean by tokenization.
Exactly. So then the advantage of that is that, number one, it's enable you to be able to participate in the kind of project you couldn't participate in before. Let's imagine some of these high-rise buildings in VI, in Ikoyi, or some of these major hotels. Before now, it is only high net worth individuals and institutional investors that have the capacity to participate in it. But with the help of tokenization, retail investor can now invest in such building affordably.
Okay, can we say that is what blockchain brought us into?
Exactly.
Those are some of the opportunities
exactly.
blockchain brought us into.
Exactly.
So you hear that from our guests that tokenization is all about taking a fraction of a property. All right, my next question is, we want to look at the industry itself, real estate industry, the different industry compared to other industries. Do you think there is this tokenization we are talking about, does it have an impact in the real estate industry?
All right, yes, it has a very great impact because globally, some of the problems of real estate is, one, real estate is illiquid, that is not easily tradable. You can't just wake up this morning and you want to sell this out. It may take you some weeks, some months. But with the help of tokenization, because the asset is now being represented digitally as a token, you can wake up in the morning and say, okay, I want to sell this portion of my.
So what you're saying is that assets are being represented
on the blockchain,
digitally. On the blockchain.
Exactly.
That's
exactly. That's one. Then two, the current traditional real estate is not accessible in terms of affordability, but with tokenization, we'll bring in affordability into that, which makes the units cheaper for investors to buy in. Then another problem the global real estate has is the issue of transparency. Real estate transaction goes on, and so they are less transparent, and there's middleman as well. So, but with the help of blockchain and tokenization, the middleman barrier is removed. That's one. Then two, because the blockchain, which is a distributed ledger technology, records transaction per time. So that means there's transparency because the record of each transaction can actually be referred back to. That's, let's say, for example, your email. When you said with the email you sent some years ago, if you still have that person's email number or name, once you check on your name, search in your inbox, you still see that mail, and the content of that mail will still be the same way it was 5 or 10 years ago. So that's the powerful thing blockchain has brought to us, such that there is now transparency. Then lastly, let's come to the African side, which is our own side. So you ask me that what's the advantage of real estate tokenization to this. Now, one major important thing that tokenization has enabled is that before now, when we look at the evolution of money started like from trade by barter, then it moves into the exchange of commodity, which is trade by barter, then commodities such as gold, silver coins, gold coin, and the likes. Then later on, money moved to paper. Then from paper, money transited to plastic, which means that instead of you carrying that big bag of money, right, with your ATM card, you can put bills in your pocket. Then money later now even transcend beyond that into codes. With USSD code and account number, you can move money around. But the future, the present and the future is the money on blockchain, which one example is the stable coin. You have stable coins such as USDC, USDT, which are dollar-backed cryptocurrencies, which means they are on a 1-to-1 ratio with dollar. Then you now have other form of cryptocurrencies, so though they are highly volatile. So what that means is that money is not even sendable via the blockchain within minutes. You can send in somebody in Ibadan, can send money to somebody in Maduguri within 2 minutes. The person receives it at the other end. So we are translating this also to real estate, such that when the physical asset is being digitized, you can move the shares of your asset, can sell at any time you need funds. So you don't have to wait for years before you sell it.
That is slowly. I want to ask you a personal question.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, permit me to do this one.
Please go ahead.
When you are into business, there's what we call unique selling proposition.
Okay.
So will I say that, what position are you in the market? Do we have competitors? First question is, do you have competitors in the market, in this industry, which is a real estate tokenization? At the same time, if you have competitors, what is your unique selling proposition? What is your advantage over your competitors?
All right. Yes.
And at the same time, what do you think you have a larger share in the market?
Okay. All right. Now on that, one of the unique selling points is that we are regulated. our platform is actually built in compliance.
Did you hear that?
So the US
they are regulated. Swan,
Red Swan.
Red Swan. Look at this. Red Swan is regulated by the Security and Exchange Commission
of the
All
US,
right.
of the United
or
States.
United States of America, not even in Nigeria. All right, thank you so much.
So that's correct. So we have the RIA license and the broker-dealer license. And US happens to be one of the most rigorous countries where to get license or such, which means that we've gone through all the necessary due diligence and procedure. So our platform is set up in compliance to US SEC regulation. And what that means is that every protection that both local investors and international, because we serve a global audience.
Wow.
You understand? And that's one. Then two, another unique selling point for us is that, when you talk about bringing reward asset to the blockchain, the team behind it must actually have the experience, the expertise. Our founder, Edward Nwokedi is his name. So he's a real estate veteran that has been practicing real estate for over 20 years in the US, especially the capital market. Our co-founder happened also to be as a Nigerian route. He's our CTO, he's our head of technology. He's a PhD holder in computer science, University of Cambridge. And he teaches and gives lectures in TED and has over 20 years experience in enterprise technology. So what that means is that the team is strong. So we have a combination of team that are vast in real estate experience, in finance and capital market experience, then also in the technology part. So the team is another thing. Then apart from that, another unique selling point for us is that we don't just put physical assets on the blockchain. We carry out every due diligence.
I was about to ask you that question before you let it out of the bag. Okay. I wanted to ask, what are the criteria you use to, determine the, properties that you enlist?
Okay, like for real estate developers that need our services, that want to raise capital through us. I didn't mention this earlier. So there are two types of customers that we serve. We serve real estate developer that needs capital. And we also serve real estate investors that are looking for assets to invest in. Now, on the developer side, before now, the cost of financing, even till now, cost of financing real estate projects is very, very high. In the sense that the high interest rate, and that's even if the bank is willing to even listen to you. So that's a rigorous process. But with the help of tokenization, real estate developer can raise capital easily and faster, because on our platform we expose their project or their asset to a global audience, which means both Nigerians here, Nigerians abroad in diaspora, Africa in diaspora, or even global international investors can invest in that asset easily. So, and that's a form of attracting FDI, foreign direct investment, to our economy. That's on one side. Then on the second side is for on the second side also. So you asked that what are the criteria? So now for real estate developer that needs to raise capital through us, we have some set of guidelines that we check. Number one is the title document. Number two is the cash flow. I think I mentioned that earlier. The balance sheet of that asset, and some more other information that we ask for that I may not be able to discuss here because they are confidential. So that thorough due diligence is always done before we even consider to put that asset on the blockchain and tokenize it.
How do you make money?
How do we make money? Well,
because any business that is not making money is as good as dead.
Yes, so that's very simple. So the way we make money is actually very simple also, because just like you listing your property on our platform, so there are some specific charges that we charge for that. Do you understand? Then definitely you raise capital, and after raising the capital, there's also some understanding we'll have with the developer, which is actually cheaper than them approaching traditional creditors like banks and the likes.
So challenges, we have a lot of challenges in blockchain. Because blockchain is a new technology and a lot of people don't really know much about it. So have you been able to perform or discover any challenges in the blockchain industry as in consonance with real estate tokenization?
All right. Thank you. Now, there's the blockchain industry is wide. And there have been some occasions where people are defrauded and the likes, because that's one of the reasons why we came into the picture, so that people investing in cryptocurrencies that are volatile, cryptocurrencies that do not have any asset backing them. Sometimes they are being defrauded, sometimes they are being rug pulled, and sometimes those ones that are good in trading it, they make profits. You understand? So we are not saying don't trade whatever you want to trade, but we are saying you should be wise enough such that when you are making profits from the crypto, you are taking your profit out immediately and investing right there on the blockchain in assets, physical assets that you can feel, you can touch, that we've put on the blockchain for you. Do you understand? Which is the real estate. Okay. So, and you know, real estate is one of the most kind of stable and durable asset anywhere in the world. Number one, it is tangible. You can come, you can feel it, you can touch it. Like for example, on our platform, apart from the information we provide in terms of the assets that we have listed, we also provide like Google Map location, such that you can actually see live on Google Map the location of that asset. So I think that's it.
Okay, but are there peculiarities?
Okay. Now you said peculiarities. Yes. That was challenges.
And can we provide solutions to any of these foreseeable challenges?
Like now, thank God,
especially in Nigeria.
Yeah. So thank God, the Nigerian Security and Exchange Commission is now seeing into this, and have come in to say this should be regulated. Okay.
Good. I want you to repeat that to some of our viewers, because they think that cryptocurrency or blockchain is a scam. So I want you to repeat that to our viewers.
Okay. So I said that the Nigerian government is now taking serious the blockchain space, because it's one of the areas that the youthful population are venturing into. So, and I think sometimes around last year, the government came up with a national blockchain policy. The chairman of the national blockchain policy, which is Mr. Chuta, was at that conference that we met yesterday. Yeah. Then earlier, I think sometimes around last year, early last year, the Nigerian Security and Exchange Commission actually also came up with some regulation guidelines. Yeah. And that shows that the government has seen that this is the future. And
okay, permit me to say this. There is a document that buttresses that. His point. There is a document. So we are going to present that document as time goes on, but we're not going to do that in this, in this section. Okay. All right. So go ahead, please.
All right. So the government is now giving attention to it. Do you understand? And it's not just Nigerian government alone, but government globally, because it's obvious that the way we do transactions has changed. That's the truth. And there's a report by the Standard Bank Group that was released, I think, sometimes around June or May this year, that mentioned that blockchain and tokenization has the capacity to do to the capital markets what mobile phone technology did to the banking sector. Before now, when you want to withdraw, you have to go to the bank, right? You fill your teller, fill your check. But with the help of mobile technology, you can move money around. There are now a lot of fintech companies. Yeah. So the same thing is happening to the capital market sector. And which that means that stock exchange, the way you raise capital, the way people invest, is moving to the blockchain. It's a global direction.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Now, lastly, I want to ask you just two questions in one.
All right.
In retrospect, where do you see your organization in the next 5 to 10 years? Then at the same time, somebody that's just venturing into this real estate tokenization business or industry that doesn't have prior knowledge about how to go about, venturing into it.
Yes.
So what advice do you have for them?
Okay, in retrospect, I would say before now, maybe about 4 or 5 years ago, when you mentioned real estate tokenization or anything tokenization, it sounds alien. But in today's world, it's now becoming more popular and adoption is coming, which means that gradually. In fact, there was a video of Bill Gates that I watched that in 1995, when Bill Gates was trying to explain the internet to a particular audience in an event, a live event, they were mocking him because he was explaining how the internet would be. See where we are today. So the same way we are talking about tokenization now, you understand? It sounds new and alien, but that's actually the direction.
That's where the world is going.
The world is going. That's one. Then in terms of venturing, number one, I said before that due diligence is important. Know the team behind the project. And I can assure you that when it comes to global real estate tokenization, Redswan CRE is your best bet to come in. And that's because we are the fourth company that got the digital asset license in US. and we are the first that is real estate focused. Do you understand?
Congratulations. I'm so happy to hear that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
All
much,
right.
Alex. Yes.
Is that all you have for us?
Well, on a close,
Yeah.
on a close, I would say
Your final
that
word.
it's time, my final word. So it is time for our youth out there that are venturing into cryptocurrency to now think and look deeper by putting their fund into tangible assets on the blockchain. You know, some of the crypto wallets, some of them have a lot of money in their crypto wallets, and that money can be here this morning high, and by evening it is low.
Yeah.
Try to invest in tangible assets, physical assets like we are doing, which is tokenized real estate, that can hold value for them, which they can actually build durable wealth on. Then, for example, now some of the assets we are focusing on in Nigeria and the rest of Africa is affordable housing and student housing. As we are using the blockchain to raise capital, that is developer out there that you have affordable housing projects or buildings that you want to pull equity out of, or what's it called? Developers out there that are into affordable housing that need into student housing that need funding. They can approach us and we help them raise the capital, which means our youth can now diversify their portfolio. So instead of putting, let's say you have 10 million naira, instead of putting your 10 million naira in one basket, with the help of our solution, you can divide that 10 million naira into 10 and say, okay, I'm putting 1 million into residential real estate, I'm putting another 1 million into commercial, another into hospitality and hotel, another into industrial, another into mall. Do you understand? And apart from them being able to diversify into different kinds of real estate, they can also diversify based on location. Okay, some percentage of my fund is going to Lagos, real estate in Lagos. Some percentage is going to real estate in Abuja. Some percentage is going into real estate in Port Harcourt. So that's the beauty of real estate.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Tunde, for coming and for joining us. I hope to see you some other time.
Yes, definitely.
All right, that will be all for today. We have come to the end of this discussion. I believe you're able to learn something valuable to improve yourself in this discussion. That brings us to the end of this discussion. I believe you're able to learn something valuable from this segment. Ensure you like, follow, comment on all our social media platforms and also our website if you're just joining for the first time. Until I see you next time, have a great time.